Hi, I'm Kristin Duncan. I'm a real estate agent here in Orlando, Florida. And today I want to talk about new construction, what to splurge on and what to save on. There are some items that are going to be expensive with the builder, but still worth it. And there are some things that you can do after you close that are going to be a bigger savings and very simple to do. So let's start with the splurges on the exterior of the home. I have three major ones to talk about. First, let's talk about the elevation, which is how the outside of your home looks. Typically, a builder here is going to give you 2, 3, maybe 4 choices of how you want the exterior to appear. So when it comes to making your home stand out and have great curb appeal, I think this is a good plan and a good thing to splurge on when you build the house. So for example, if there's any stone you can get on the exterior, brick, anything just a little different, tiles, or if you can add a front porch. This is stuff that's kind of tricky to do later on and might look like an after the fact item. So if you can do that when they're building the house, it's often worth the splurge. So the second thing I'm going to talk about are gutters. And this seems like a simple thing, kind of, oh, I can do that later. You need gutters in Florida. The builder is already putting the roof on, so it's going to be much easier for the roofers to just put the gutters on at the same time. The builder doesn't typically charge too much more than a gutter company actually does, so if it's just a little bit more money and they can get it done professionally while the roofers are there, I'm going to recommend it. This is not something you want to wait a year or two to add to your house in Florida. We have a lot of rain and a lot of moisture, and this is going to prevent settlement, disruption to your landscaping, all types of issues outside. So the third one I'm going to speak about is a lanai. If you plan to add a lanai in the future, I would say go ahead and add the cover so that your roof looks like the rest of the house and is the same age as the rest of the house. And the same thing with the slab. You can actually add the screens later if you want. That's not a huge deal and fairly inexpensive, but I do recommend adding the cover and the slab. So let's finish up talking about splurges on the interior of the house. Ceiling height is a big one. A lot of the builders are going to automatically include a really nice ceiling height in your home. That's a really great perk in Florida. You want big windows, lots of natural light. Ceiling height helps with that. Great for resale value as well. Gives you a nice regal feel when you walk into the home. So if you think you want higher ceilings than the builder offers, obviously you can't do this later. Go ahead and splurge on that now. Something else to splurge on is going to be the size of the back door. If you have a view and you have the option of like a 2, 3, 4 panel sliding glass door, go larger, especially if you're going to install a lanai, especially if you're going to add a pool or have a view behind the property. This is something that just automatically gives people, guests or buyers in the future, a great view of what you've paid for in the backyard. So this is a huge plus that can be worth a lot in the future. So this is a biggie. This is probably the biggest regret I hear from buyers and sellers is the number of outlets. Go ahead and splurge on that. If it's even a question in your mind that you think you might need an extra outlet, whether it's in the kitchen, that's a big one, or living spaces, master bedroom, install the outlet now. It's not very expensive and it's very easy for the builder to do that without doing drywall patches in the future. Similar to outlets, another big one that I would say splurge on right away are the number of light or fan hookups or the number of can lights, recessed lighting that you have in the house. It's just easier to do up front. You don't want to be doing drywall things in your house if you don't have to after you close. And typically this is going to be a pretty affordable addition from the builder. And also baseboards. If you are a fan of larger baseboards on the bottom, baseboards will last years and years. You can repaint them, you can sand them if you need to. So if it's between a smaller baseboard, but you've been dreaming of the larger baseboard, go ahead and do it now because they're automatically going to be cut with the house. They're going to fit perfectly. So that one also gets my vote to splurge. Soft close cabinet drawers are something that buyers love in the future. They kind of make your life easier when you're living in the house. I vote that those are a splurge. So now let's talk about where to save. These are the items when we're talking about new construction that I would do after you've closed, after the fact. So one of these is going to be accent walls. When you walk into a builder model home, they're going to have lots of bells and whistles and probably multiple accent walls in the house. They are beautiful, but you're going to save a little bit of money if you do those on your own after the fact. Another thing similar to that is going to be backsplash in the kitchen. You're going to have more options and cheaper prices if you do that after the fact, and it's a really easy, not too messy thing to do after you close. So while we're talking about the kitchen, another great item to save on is the hardware for the cabinets, like the pulls to help you pull out the cabinets. You're going to have more options, and again, easy to install, a little bit cheaper after closing. Another big one is light fixtures. So the builder is going to put light fixtures in the house. They're typically going to be builder grade, but I cannot tell you how many times I've had clients after they close in the house travel or go to different stores and want a kind of a cool custom light fixture. So I would save on that. Same thing with ceiling fans. The builder is likely going to go ahead and install your ceiling fan hookups in the bedrooms, but you can go ahead and buy those after the fact. So a few more items to save on are window treatments. Now, oftentimes your house is not even going to come with blinds. And if the builder installs these, it's going to be quite pricey. So have like just a Lowe's or a Home Depot, or even better, a local company come in afterwards and install the blinds later, and just install the curtains if you want them or as you go. There's actually a lot of houses here in Florida that don't even have curtains anymore. People just opt for the blinds. It keeps a little bit more heat out typically. Another one is custom closets. So if you build a home, you're probably going to have beautiful big closets, and the builder may not even offer customization, but we have lots of great companies here in Florida that can help you with that after the fact. That's something you can change once you close and once you move in. I also recommend saving on the garage door opener. I know this sounds like something that should be included with the home. Often it is not. And it's usually pretty cheap for a garage door company, or again, a Lowe's or a Home Depot, to come out and install this after closing. Not a big deal at all. Thanks for watching our Save or Splurge on New Construction video. I'm Kristin Duncan with the Duncan Team, Keller Williams Advantage Realty in Orlando, Florida. If you have any questions, please reach out to us, and I hope you love this series.